Hey everyone, welcome back. In the previous lessons, we've gotten our categories and our products working with Firestore. So what I want to work on today is the product's detail view controller, okay? So this is the finished app, and when we click on one of our products here, what we want to do is show this view where we can see a little bit better the image as well as the description that can tell a little bit more about the image, maybe some size dimensions, stuff like that. And then we have two buttons to add to cart and to keep shopping. All right, so let's go ahead and work on this. All right, so let's create a new file. We're going to be here under the Artable folder. This doesn't need to be a shared file. So here under Zibs, we're going to right click on Zibs and say new file. And this is going to be CocoaTouch class. And this is going to be a view controller. And we are going to call this product detail VC, and we are going to create the zib file with it and say next and create. And here we have our view controller file. Just going to delete these comments and open up the product detail vc.zib file here. And I'm going to change the view to that of an iPhone XR. And let's get to work. Let's check out our simulator again to see what we're doing. We're going to have a view here in the middle that contains an image, label, and then two buttons. And then we have this blur background, okay? And then when we click off of it, we can see that it closes, all right? And let's go ahead and start adding our UI elements. We're going to need those labels and buttons. So I'm going to search for we'll start from the top with our image, drop an image view right in here. Then we're going to need some labels. So I'm going to have 3 labels. So just going to drop that in, and then let's go ahead and hold Option, and I'm going to drag and drag again. That's just another way of creating copies of a UI element. And then we're going to need 2 buttons. So I'm going to grab 2 buttons and then hold Option and drag again. And then we're going to grab all 6 of those elements, and we are going to embed them into a stack view. Very good. And then that stack view, we are going to embed in a UI view. So right here, view. Very good. All right, next we are going to constrain the container view to the center. So I'm going to say align vertically in container, and then we'll go ahead and constrain it from the left and right about 20. That looks good. And now let's grab the stack view inside of it, and let's go ahead and constrain its 4 sides to be 20 from its container view, just like that. And then you'll see that we still have some red lines, and if we click over here, it's complaining because it's saying that it needs to know how high it is or what its Y position should be. And so what we can do with this is with our container view, if you come over here to its size inspector and come down here to the intrinsic size, and if you change this to placeholder, that'll get rid of our errors. And what's going to happen is now the container view is going to adjust its size automatically according to the size of its containing stack view. So for instance, if our label gets really long and tall, say for instance for our product description, then this container view is going to expand accordingly. So that's going to be really helpful. So let's go ahead and set some specifications on our stack view. We want, here in the Attributes Inspector, we want the alignment to be fill, the spacing to be 12, and we want our image view to be, we're going to give it a height of 250. That's starting to look pretty good. Let's go ahead and give this a placeholder image just for now. We'll say Arial 2 and say aspect fill and clip to bounds. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and work on these labels here. So all 3 of these, we're going to change the font to be that of Custom Family Futura. And then let's go ahead and bump up the size just a little bit. And then we'll change the color to our dark blue we've been using. And for the top two, let's go ahead and center the alignment. And this top one here, this is going to be the product title. And this one is going to be the price. And then this one is going to be the product description. Now for the product title, let's make this one a little bit bigger than the other two. There we go, I think that looks good. And for the product description, let's actually drop that down a couple of points. There we go. All right, now let's go ahead and work on these buttons. I'm gonna say add to cart. And this one's going to be keep shopping. And these are both going to have the class of our rounded button. And then for the top one, let's go ahead and set the background color to our dark blue. Change the text color to white. And then for the keep shopping button, we'll say, let's see here, background color, let's do our red. Looks like I've lost that color, so I'm gonna say custom. And then I have it over here, so that's D56450. And then we'll go ahead and set the text color to white. And there we go. I'm gonna grab both of these and give them a height constraint of 40. That looks better. And then change the font to custom, family of Futura. And that's looking pretty good. Let's get our view controller view here and change the background color to clear. And the next thing we want to do is add in that blur view. Okay, so that's actually pretty easy. All we got to do is go to our object library, and iOS has a built-in visual effect view with blur for us. So we can just drag that in. I'm going to drag it right into here to the hierarchy and put it above the view or behind it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and set its constraints to 0 on all 4 sides and make sure that it's actually set to the safe area for all of those sides. And it is, so I'm gonna say add those 4 constraints. There we go, very good. So we have our blur view here in place, and over here in our attributes inspector, we have this property, the blur style, and there's 3 options here: extra light, light, and dark. And you can play with these, but for right now, I'm gonna set it to extra light. And that just provides a blur view where you're able to see more of what's behind it. Also, we should go ahead and grab our view here and set its custom class to rounded shadow view. There we go. All right, so that is looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and finish up this video here. In the next one, we'll go ahead and hook up all of our IB outlets and actions and get everything formatted so that when we click on one of our products, we get this to show. All right, so I will see you in the next one.